Hi, I'm Lisa Shield. Welcome to Emotionally Naked Dating, finding true love with nothing to hide. I want to thank you all for watching these videos. I hear over and over and over again how much you all enjoy them. So thank you for your wonderful feedback, and thank you for taking the time to watch these. I know how valuable your time is. So I want to talk to you today about my favorite subject, which is getting emotionally naked. And one of the things that I see with a lot of women, myself included, is that we're reaching for love with one hand and we're pushing it away with the other. So we want it, we know it's something that we want more than anything in the world, and yet for many of us, we are so afraid of getting what we really want. So there's the fear of having it, and there's the fear, of not having it, right? Of never getting it, but also what if I get it and I blow it? And so we reach for love with one hand and we push it away with the other. How do we stop doing this? How do we stop pushing love away? Because, one thing I know for certain is that when an amazing man sits down in front of you on a date or asks you out, as things are right now, for a social distancing date, a nice 6 feet apart walk with masks on, but when you really know that you are in the presence of a man who you truly think has potential, he's the kind of guy you've been waiting for, you don't want to have your guard up. You don't want to blow it, because we all know how few and far between these guys are, right? Like, many of our dates are stepping stones, but when you sit down across from a guy who has true potential, like I did with my husband Benjamin, right, on our first date, you don't want to push this person away. And a lot of times what happens is we get up in our heads. We start second guessing ourselves. We start shaming ourselves. We start wondering, even if it isn't conscious, am I good enough? Am I pretty enough? Am I young enough? Will he like me? We get into this inner dialogue. I call it your frenemy, this voice that acts like your friend but is really an enemy, right? It's sabotaging you and holding you back. It holds you down by criticizing you. That voice starts to kick in, and if you follow it down that rabbit hole, that opportunity that you waited so long for may just pass you by. The truth is, and we know this, a truly self-actualized, put-together man is going to see your insecurity and your anxiety. If it's there, he will see through it. He will know. And no matter what you do to try and mask it, we're talking about people who really have done their own work, and they can just feel the energy of somebody who is authentic and in her power, and who's really a self-actualized woman who has done her work. A man, a high-quality man can tell that. So, the guys that you're not getting second dates or third dates or fifth dates from who you really like, some of those guys that ghost you or disappear or just let the connection fizzle out, they just somehow don't ask you out again after a date or two. Those guys could be high-quality men who just pick up on the fact that you are not a self-actualized woman in her power. So, yeah. So that's the trick, right? How do you get there? How do you become a truly self-actualized woman who is in her power, so that when you sit across from an amazing man on a date, you will be able to get emotionally naked, open your heart, and bring him into his heart when he's with you, so that when he walks away from that date, he can't get you off his mind, and he can't wait to call you again and again and again for the rest of his life. How do you do that? Well, I can tell you, it's not just that you study a bunch of feminine techniques. It's not that you have strategies for the perfect text messages and the right things to say. This is a fully embodied thing we're talking about here. This is like full embodiment. This is for real. It's not some strategy that you learned from a dating coach about how to be feminine, how to lean back, how not to pursue guys. Those things do work, but in and of themselves, they are just a piece of the puzzle. What you need is a real step-by-step plan. Something that will give you all the pieces of the puzzle, or if you have some of those pieces, we'll put the pieces of the puzzle together for you. But you need a program, a step-by-step plan now for getting this solved, right? And more than anything, you've got to learn what I think is the number one thing that should be coached, that more coaches should be talking about, which is, how do I take down the wall around my heart? How do I really open my heart up to a beautiful man and create a safe, emotionally naked, loving, lasting relationship? If that's not the thing you're looking for, that you're doing all of this work in service to, then you got the wrong objective. That's what you want to be looking for. I call that the guardian of your soul. You are looking for a guardian of your soul relationship. This is the real dream, right? The thing that we all want. The guy that just can't get enough of us and we can't get enough of him. And, you know, you're in this pandemic, and as much as it might suck on some levels, you get to spend all that time together, right? You get to be together with the love of your life, the person that just you can be your full self with. You never have to look over your shoulder. You never have to second guess yourself. That man that just wants to do everything in his power to make you happy, and you feel the same way about him. You can create this, and I can show you how. That's what I do. That's what I've done for the last 18 years for my clients. It's fun, it's exciting, it's empowering work. In some ways, I think, you know, this will be the best work you've ever done on yourself in your entire life. So if this sounds exciting, I'm getting myself excited right now. Wow, I wish when I was young and single, I had had a wonderful love coach who could have shown me the ropes, you know. My mom died when I was young, and you know, I just didn't have any role models to show me how to do this. Man, I had to figure this stuff out all on my own. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to show you how to do this so that you don't have to go through 8 years of searching and looking and studying, right? If you work with me, I can show you how to do this in 3 short months. So please just go to lisashield.com. What are you waiting for? Just go and click the button to my free 45-minute presentation. And if you like what you hear, which I think you will, then please listen very carefully to the 3 criteria at the end of that presentation. And if you feel like you fit those 3 things, then please book a call with me and let's talk about how to get this solved. Because I will tell you, there is something that defies imagination. Relationships don't have to be hard, they don't have to be work, they don't have to be a struggle. You really can find the guardian of your soul. But the first thing you're going to have to do, if you want that, is to get emotionally naked. I can show you how.